Okay, we are here. This is a big day.
Good morning.
Gotcha. I had myself.
Damn you. Let me get the right. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like.
Hey, I might need your help this afternoon. Are you available at all?
Oh, God, no. Yes, of course. What can I do for you?
Well, I got a guy who wants to launch a business podcast, and he's doing StreamYard.
You know we're on the air. Oh, okay. In case it was any. Okay.
No, not drugs. So I might need. I might need some. Well, maybe he's doing those too. But anyway.
If he's launching a business, he'll need to.
Yeah. So might need some. Whatchamacallit. I'm sure Witches of Eastwood won't have a problem with that.
Here's the theme.
Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Going to be a wacky damn day today, so
Wacky's right. We're talking Donald and Daffy.
you got so much going on. Huh?
Yes, it is. Strawberry rhubarb pie. Who cares?
God sakes.
It's 8:02. We got to bring AJ in, but before he launches into his sports, I got the one day we care about. So I want to talk about that. Bring him.
Sounds good. I'm stepping out because I got to bring all the videos in that we're running today. So you guys do your thing, and I'll be in the background. Bye.
Well, you got to listen because I want your vote on something.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll stick around.
We'll do it right away.
Right away.
All right, AJ. Good morning.
Morning.
Good day, sir.
Morning, boys.
AJ, that little shit. He had an egg McMuffin already for breakfast. Delivered to him. Yeah.
Hey. Can we some slack today already?
No slack for you, dude. Okay, today is National Donald Duck Day. Okay.
They gave him a day?
Yes. Well, listen to this, Bulldog. He was launched as a comic book character. He made the most published non-superhero ever. Do you find that possible?
Actually, I do. There are Donald Duck omnibus and compendium books that I've seen come through the library of collected back issues, and they go out all the time. So there's something there.
Okay.
I don't quite know what it is.
Yeah,
I
don't know. Well, here, well, I think it is. I do like this one description of him. Is he is an edgier character to balance out the goody jolly Mickey Mouse.
He is edgy. I love that every now and then Donald will actually just go off. It's sort of like working with you. Like all of a sudden, he'll be trying to. I can't do a Donald Duck, so I do a million voices, but I've never mastered Donald Duck.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I agree, but to me, it seems criminal that Donald Duck would have a day and not Daffy Duck. Out of Donald Duck
Warner Brothers
versus...
says. Yeah, Warner Brothers has always been like the bastard stepchild of.
Okay, well, that's what I'm going to ask you. AJ, are you familiar with both Daffy and Donald Duck?
Yes, sir.
Okay, out of the two, if you had to pick a duck, which one would it be?
Lord love a duck. It's Daffy. Just go with Daffy.
No.
Hold on. What's up, guys? I had to close my door. Hold on.
Okay.
No problem.
No problem. Do it right in the middle of the segment. That's okay.
No, Daffy.
Exactly.
Okay, we got one Daffy, and you, dude.
Oh, Daffy with by a country
Well,
mile.
It's not even close. All right, so let's hear your best Donald or Daffy.
I have no Donald outside the fact that when Donald will finally crack.
And nobody asked you yet. AJ's going first.
Oh,
AJ, can you do either your best Daffy or Don? Since you picked Daffy, you can do either one.
He's getting into character, folks.
I'm getting into character.
he's manifesting a duck.
Sucker. What do you say? Suffering sucker.
No, that's Sylvester.
Okay.
No.
No, but it's easy, gentlemen. Just
I'm gonna do a scene on a Space Jam.
Excellent. Oh, we're getting more than we bargained for today.
I need some of the secret sauce.
This is the greatest moment on the Jack Henke show. This is the greatest Jack Henke show moment. I was just gonna punch and go, "You're despicable," but that was outstanding. Wow.
I hope you have that recorded.
The Norwegian judge gives you a 9.6. It's pretty good. That's gold medal territory. There. So you know.
I love Daffy. I don't know if I can do a Daffy though.
That's not bad. Yeah, it's all about phlegm. If you have a, yeah, you know. If
masturbation month.
you sound like my Uncle Irving.
Uncle Irving.
Absolutely.
Here, another defining feature of Donald Duck is his voice. Clarence Nash, the original voice actor for Donald, created a distinct voice achieved by a bucca speech, a form of vocalization that utilizes the inner cheek to create a sound instead of the larynx. Nash first discovered this while trying to mimic his pet goat. It's weird. He does voices for cartoons, and he has a pet goat.
Clearly, he was unhinged.
All right, so 3 Daffys, no Donalds, right?
Sorry, Donald.
If anybody wants to put in a vote for Donald, let him come.
Drop it in the comments. All right, I'm heading out. You guys do your thing.
All right, what do you got, AJ?
What's up?
Squats.
What's up, Jack?
You're up. Batter up. AJ's up.
Hey, man. So we got a lot of sports today.
Okay.
We get the finals tonight. We got the Brewers tonight. We got against the A's, which your prediction can't come true anymore because they lost yesterday. So.
Well, they still took the series.
Yeah. Good.
So if they go 1-2 against the A's, my prediction still holds. If they go 1-2 or 0-3, I'm in.
Yeah, you're in. I'm still taking the over.
Oh, jeez. All right.
But.
All right. Where you got lots going on, lots on your plate. You want to talk Brewers first?
Yeah, we'll talk Brewers first. Brewers yesterday, they actually looked pretty good. Besides the small blow, it was a small subtle blow up. Actually, it wasn't really that big. It wasn't really like all at once. So it was small and subtle, but it was good. I mean, they played really well. They pitched really well. Colin Ray has been really good for them. He's won his last 3 starts prior to yesterday and could have won yesterday, but they didn't hold the lead. So
you got no decision, right?
Yeah, he got no decision, but he gave up he gave up nothing and struck out 9, I think. So
that's real good. Okay, losing when you went 3-1, you lose what 7-3?
6-3.
6-3. That's about as subtle as Bulldog, for God's sakes. That's not subtle. That's a collapse.
But it was.
You're
slow.
despicable.
Thank you, Bulldog. Thank you.
we're gonna have to call him Bulldog.
Thank you. Today, I'll be honest. After the game, I was really hoping they'd win just for my psyche yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's all good. They took the series, so it's all good. Now they face 12 and 49 A's or something like that
All right. So, what's your prediction for the series with the A's? Let me hear it. What?
We take 2.
We take 2. So, for the homestand, you're saying they're going to be 4-2.
Yes.
Okay. 66% is pretty good in baseball.
Yes.
That'll get you into the playoffs.
Yes, it will.
Okay. Next,
we got the finals
of
tonight. NBA. Tonight.
Okay.
Tonight. Series is gonna be tied at 2 after tonight. So.
You think so? Wait a minute. That's you say. I say no. I say 3-0. 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do double or nothing on our pizza bet.
Okay, cool. Your pizza bet has good timing right now, by the way.
Why is that? There's always good time for pizza.
Yeah, they're always good. I'm Italian though, straight up.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I thought it was Bokeski.
Straight up.
Straight up Italian.
Laid
You
back.
got a problem with that?
Yes, sir. My grandma would be proud.
She would be proud.
Yeah. Yes. She's straight up Italian. So it'd be good. I mean, we got that. How did the hockey go last night? I didn't get a chance to watch.
They lost. They were down 1-0, went up 2-1, and then with like 3 minutes left, Florida tied it.
Yeah.
That Matthew Tkachuk tied it, who's having a great playoff run. And then in overtime, they won 3-2, Florida Panthers. So the series is 2-1, and I thought you were the sports guy, not me. What the hell is going on?
No,
I'm carrying you.
I know. I was a little distracted yesterday.
You're distracted. Do your job. I want results, not excuses. All right. So that's going to be. So we're going to have a series. They play again tomorrow night.
Yes.
So that'll be good.
They play opposite the finals, right?
I mean, I'm pulling for Vegas, but I do like that there's a real series. It's hard to be excited about anything when it's 3-0. So
yeah,
that's the way it goes. Okay, next, order up.
We got. Let's see what else we got.
I got stuff if you need it.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Okay. Oklahoma women's softball.
They win. I like that word.
Yes.
Well, what's he doing?
Carry on, everybody.
Okay. So Oklahoma won 2-1. They won on a walk-off home run. They now have won 53 straight games and 3 straight national championships.
You know, I thought 2 of 4. So I thought 2 of 4 is pretty good, but 3 straight is really good.
That is really good. So congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooner women softball team. What's that?
Do they have baseball as well?
I think so. I think so. I know Oklahoma State was always a powerhouse
by the way,
in baseball.
I have breaking high school baseball news.
Okay, bring it.
Council's kid is going to Michigan.
Oh.
Well, that's good. He's still in the Midwest. He can still come home for family dinners if need be. Laundry is available.
He can't go to Wisconsin. They don't have a baseball team.
That's right.
Oh, then there's that too.
All right, today in the semis in the French Open, Djokovic is playing Alcaraz.
What time?
I don't know, but it is Djokovic is 36 and Alcaraz is 20 years. That's the difference in age.
Alcaraz, 16 years.
Yep. What do you think? Who are you picking in that one?
I never picked the Joker.
I know, and he is only the leading Grand Slam title holder of all time. I can see why you pick against him.
Yeah, but
good move.
I gotta go with the underdog. I gotta go with Alcaraz.
He's not an underdog. He's 20. He's going to be favored, for God's sakes. He's going to run the old man off the court.
Yeah. I know.
All right, and AJ, I want to know what you and Bulldog. I'm glad you're back. The New York Jets.
Oh God.
Did you know that they decided to cancel their 3-day mandatory minicamp?
They just bagged it.
They're too good. They don't need any practice.
Wow.
Was it air quality related or no?
It
feels like the strings are being pulled by someone new in the organization.
It was air quality. It wasn't air quality.
Indeed.
No one's saying Aaron Rodgers said we don't need this, but why do all of a sudden the team that finished like 7-10 last year decides they don't need to have a minicamp?
Because Aaron is the GM, the mayor, and the owner.
Okay. Who's
they got him now? They got him now. They're stuck with him.
who's a bigger duck, Daffy Duck or Aaron Rodgers? Who do you like better?
Well, Aaron quacks a lot more.
I think you think that Daffy might be the most negative duck in the world, but I think Aaron might have him beat. What do you think?
I don't know if I can describe Aaron as negative or just interesting.
Rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season.
Yeah.
Fire!
And then Elmer would shoot the thing, and his bill would go
on top of his head,
or spin around.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, we're on the clock, gentlemen. I got videos to play, so if you guys are wrapping up, we got to get this.
We're wrapping up.
Extravaganza underway.
I do want to wrap one thing.
Please.
Personal thing, if I can. I want to dedicate today's show to my grandma, who unfortunately passed yesterday. So, my Dad, I don't know if my dad put that on air. I don't know if I should put that on air, but
Well,
she did yesterday. So
It's out there now,
yeah, no, it's
and it happens. I mean, it's sad.
condolences. It's
Yeah, it's very very sad. She had a great life.
yeah, she did. Yes,
She put except for putting up with you.
I always remember the crooked finger. She always gave me the when she was mad at you, she just pointed the finger at you, and but yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
I'm honored to be on the show today, guys. I was not. I'll be honest with you. It was never a debate whether it was gonna be on. It was just a matter of how it's gonna be on. So,
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Jack. I appreciate all the phone calls. Bulldog, thank you for everything. It's been a joy. It's been a joy, and I'm so excited to be on
Well,
in the future. So, thank you.
you're on the masthead now, man. You're on the masthead.
You're a gamer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're a lifer now. We got you.
All right, man. All
right. Take care of yourself. Let us know if you need anything.
I got you.
Have a good weekend, AJ.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
All right. AJ Bukini with sports. Here on the big show. We have now Jack and I, we get to kick back and
kick back. We already
smoke
did
a few.
Well, yeah, but we did the pre-work. We did our homework early.
We did.
We handed in assignments early this week.
That's very true. That's very true. We get to punch the clock.
Okay, what order are you bringing these, dude?
I'm going to bring in the League of Women Voters youth group in first because I promised.
Okay.
So we'll do that. I've never done two videos, and I will probably come in between the two videos, so just hang back. But this is a interview that we taped yesterday. Yesterday afternoon.
I studied weeks for this interview.
Yes, he did. Yes, I was there for the. I coached him the whole way.
What was it like? I have to ask you right before. What was it like to have to listen to that and not be able to say no or yes or like you were powerless to stop it?
Kind of felt like being stuck in a vacuum, and I mean like an actual Hoover, upright.
I will say that made my day. Those young ladies gave me hope for the future. There's a lot of good stuff going on.
Right. For a pessimist like me, that's just obnoxious.
I know. But how can you be pessimistic about them?
No, you can't be. No, that's fantastic. So,
nice
all right, let's roll this vid.
Are you going straight on to Ben then? Just one to the other?
Well, we can jump in. Yeah, we'll do a little jump in between.
How long is this one? I need to know how long my nap should
be. Yes, I'm gonna say I don't know, 17 minutes.
Okay,
in that area. So
sounds good.
There. All right, and away we go.
Okay, we are here. This is a big day. This is a great day, actually. It's really rewarding for people to see young people, the youth of America, applying themselves into something they believe in and are actively engaged in. So I am proud to introduce Marissa and Abigail, two of the founders of the League of Women Voters of Ozaukee County Youth Group, correct? Or do I have that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about starting up this organization.
So I can go first. Hi, my name is Marissa, and I am
one
S, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I am going to be a senior next year. And I sort of joined the youth group because I have always sort of had an interest in politics, which is kind of rare for someone my age. Yeah. But I always thought about how important it is, number one, for once I get the opportunity to be able to vote, but then also to educate some of my peers who don't think it's as important, that it is something that's really important. So I'm going to turn it to Abigail because she was kind of the kickstart to this group.
Abigail with a tan.
Yes, hopefully soon. But my name's Abigail. I'm from Mequon. I am almost done with being a senior in high school. I'll be attending Wellesley College next year. So I cold called the League of Women Voters of Ozaukee County President, Christy Schwann. I don't know what gave me the energy to do that, but it was kind of fun being the catalyst for getting a youth sector involved with the League of Women Voters of Ozaukee. So I just called her. I said, I'd like an internship. She said, we don't do internships. I said, okay. So then I spoke at their kickoff event, and that's where I met Marissa. That's where I met Jane, and just a lot of really great other young women who are youth and who want to be involved in the voting process. So it's been just so much fun getting to know all these young women and the older women who've been supporting us through all of it.
Yeah. I didn't just show up randomly one day.
Yeah.
I knew our sort of advisor, Miss Victoria Benson Ora.
Oh,
And
I know. I know her well.
and my family is good friends with hers. And one day I was talking with her and she was like, I think I have something that you might be interested in. And I was looking for something at the time of like to get active in our community. So when she brought up the League of Women's Voters of Ozaki, I was like, oh, sure. Like, I didn't ask any questions. I was like, yeah, this sounds great, you know? And then, as Abigail said, it was like our kickstart event of the year where I met her and got to hear about her experience. Number one, sort of like coming up with the idea of the group, but then also she was a delegate to go to Girls Nation, which is through Badger Girls State. It's something done by the American Legion, which I will be going to this summer now. But she was chosen as a delegate to go to DC and be
Wow.
at Girls Nation, which was
Yeah.
crazy to me. So
Well, that's cool.
yeah.
Tell us, Abigail, what's Girls Nation about?
Yeah, so
Besides something that all the Boys Nation wants to know about because they want to know where all the girls are. But anyway,
yeah. No, that is very true. So Girls Nation is sponsored by the American Legion Auxiliary. So 2 delegates from each state in the country who go to their respective ALA Girls State end up attending Girls Nation. So I was one of 2 of about 600 people from the Badger Girls State who ended up getting selected to go to Girls Nation. So I spent a week in Washington, D.C., just meeting with politicians, meeting all these like very politically oriented younger women. And we made bills, we ran a federal government. And yeah, I got to meet my senators. I had a run-in with my congressman, but he didn't see me. So it's okay. I just said hello. He
A
didn't
run-in?
Yeah.
Sounds like a drive-by.
Near the elevator. To be that cliche, but it was just a fantastic experience, and fingers crossed that Marissa, gets through the
Hopefully.
process this year. So
Is that Glenn Grothman?
yes.
Oh God, I don't blame you for not talking to him. Oh man, okay, he's gruff. So excellent. It sounds like a blast. So you got to meet the senators?
I did. Senator Johnson and Senator Baldwin.
Nice. And how did you find them personally? When you get to meet them in person, you only see them on camera most of the time. What was it like?
Well, I had met each of them prior because of another program I was involved in.
Oh my God, you're in everything.
I try.
You're a machine.
Yeah. But Senator Johnson is so tall. And I'll be honest with you, like I'm 5 foot nothing. Like I'm very short. So I was so intimidated because I'd only seen him in interviews. But yeah, he looks the same as he does on camera. And then Senator, just very like tall. I don't know. Tall and a little intimidating, to be honest.
Good. Okay. And what about Tammy Baldwin?
I also was able to recognize. We had appointments with them, so we knew what time to get there, but she was just so nice. They were both incredibly nice to me, which was very nice because as a teenager who likes politics, not everyone's going to be nice to you about it. But she was really kind. So
excellent. So I have to go back to the first thing you said, Abigail. Don't worry, Marissa, we didn't forget about you. I just there's one thing I have to follow up here. You said you cold called the leader of the League of Women Voters. How the heck did you know how to do that? How did you get her name? How did you do that? What were you talking to friends? Did you say one day you said, wake up, I got to call the League of Women Voters? What did it? What drove that?
This is so embarrassing, but I remember.
Good. We'll remember it then.
Good. But in AP US History, which was my favorite class I took in high school, we actually read about the League of Women Voters and how it's one of the oldest pro-democracy organizations in our country. And I was like, this is really cool. So I wanted to get involved with it on a local level because I've done a lot of policy oriented activism, but I kind of wanted to do something that's more community oriented. So I went on the website, I found the president's phone number, and I was like, you know what? I'll just call. So
nice. So Marissa, how are you finding the organization? Do you like it? Is there
I
stuff
love
to
it.
do?
Yeah, there is stuff to do. We kind of started off at the beginning of the year. We had the opportunity to go and help out a local like brownie troop in like the Grafton area. They were introducing something called their democracy badge. And they invited us to come and sort of help these girls sort of learn a little bit about the importance of number one, voting and being active in our democracy, but then also just talking about why it's so important. And I think that was a really fun thing. Like we did some crafts with them, we read them some books, we did like a mock voting of like what's your favorite snack, to see how it turned out with their other girls in their troop. So that was a really fun thing to go and do. But then I can say probably for both of us, one of the really exciting things was here actually at the library, we held a nonpartisan panel discussion with some candidates for District 60 regarding how they ran for office. So we got to meet with Dan Larson and Samuel Krieg, and that was really cool to be able to show everybody who came that we are able to have a nonpartisan discussion and that it's not as polarized as it may seem, which I thought was really cool.
Very cool. You two are blowing my mind. Not only are you young and smart and involved, but you are all for the nonpartisan thing. We need you to lead and get those old farts that are all encrusted in their positions, get them out of there. You guys are the present, like your thing says. You're not the future. You're not just the future. You're the present, right?
Yeah. Our little motto is "We are the now." Talking about youth vote, which is why we're really excited. Actually, on June 14th, we are hosting a Flag Day celebration downtown Cedarburg at the Student Union. And we are going to do like some Flag Day trivia. We are going to have free voter registration assistance, sort of looking for newly graduates to come. But of course, everybody is welcome. But sort of to get the word out again about voting, and then also just have a good time and just celebrate Flag Day.
And you bring up a good point. You're a walking good point, Marissa, because you're not 18 yet.
I'm not, no.
And you won't be till next year sometime, right? You're going to be a senior. Yet that didn't stop you from joining and getting into it, right?
No,
I mean, so this isn't only for people who are 18 and can register. It's for people who want to know what's going on or want to know what's going on.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's really important is that voting, the importance of voting is not just for something that you come out and realize when you turn 18 that, oh, I got to go and register for this. I'll put it off. I think it's important for people to recognize that it's something that you shouldn't put off. And it is one of our civic duties, and that it's important, even if you can't vote, to encourage your peers to vote, to encourage people who may not think that voting is that important, that it is. And it's really worth it to invest your time into looking who your candidates are that you may be voting for, where you can get registered to vote, what polling place do you have to go to. And I think it's just good to have this group to sort of start that conversation.
You bet. How tall are you?
5'3".
5'3". Okay, you're 5'3", and Abigail's 5 feet. If we put Abigail on your shoulders, and you guys could see over Ron Johnson, you guys should be in there instead of Ron Johnson. I think you guys do a better job, the two of you. You're a couple of dynamos, for God's sakes. That's fantastic. So, all right. So Flag Day. What else? You have any other activities you have planned, or before you even answer that? Say someone sees this, they're interested. What's the best way for them to get involved with your group?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say there are two things you can do. We have a Instagram, and we are open to people like direct messaging us. Just a quick plug. It's LWVOZ_youth vote group. But otherwise, we also have the League of Women Voters website, which is lwvozaki.org. So if people go on there, there's a contact us form. Reaching out to Christy Schwann or any other of the board members for that matter. They're very responsive via email. So anyone of any age, as long as they are 16 or older, can be a part of our group, can be a part of the league. Marissa and I are fully functioning members of the League of Women Voters. Yeah. We just have a student designation.
Great. Okay. Is there any limit to your membership? Is everyone welcome, or?
Everyone is welcome, regardless of gender.
Yeah, I think that's a point to bring up. The League of Women's Voters even though the name kind of turns some guys away because they think it's only a women's organization, it was called that because it was for women's suffrage and getting the right to vote for women. So the name sort of stuck because that's how it started. But we have a lot of male members as well in our Ozaki League, and we are welcome to all people.
Excellent. That's cool. All right. What haven't I asked you that we should talk about?
Let's think. What else did we do this year? We
observed elections.
We did. We observed elections and opened that not only to us, a part of the youth group, but also some other kids at the high schools in our area who were able to go and observe voting, which is pretty cool.
What do you do when you observe voting? What's that? What does that entail?
Yeah, so you have to go in and of course we had to email somebody. Tracy Setti, I believe.
That was for Cedarburg, right?
For Cedarburg, I know. She is sort of in charge of that. So we emailed her and asked permission to observe. And then you wear like this little tag that says observer so people aren't looking at you weird, like what's this person doing walking around, you know? And while we were there then, we kind of just got to sit in the middle and talk to some of the people who were running some of the stations about what the steps they were going through and what they were doing there essentially. Which was pretty cool. And it was the Supreme Court election when I went. And that was really cool because for me, like I go to the town polling area just because of where I live, but I went to the city of Cedarburg's polling area. And I think it was so different because like I have always gone with my mom or like my sister when they went to go and vote. I would just go and walk in with them, you know? And I think it was cool to see, of course, at like the Supreme Court elections, but also like the primaries about how many people actually showed up because it was like groundbreaking this year in Wisconsin for the amount of people that showed up. And it was cool to just see that firsthand.
Okay.
Yeah, that was sort of my experience.
Yeah, no, excellent. Well, you two are kind of like freaks of nature because you're so smart and so involved. But normal people, what do you think, honestly, was the tipping point for normal young people in the United States to start? I mean, it's different now. People are involved. They voted more and they're turning out more to vote. They're more interested. What caused this groundswell of that?
I think there's a variety of factors. I think with a lot of the Supreme Court decisions this past session, I think that was a big factor, but also something that the league has been focusing on specifically is the issue of gerrymandering. And I think a lot of people feel that their voice has been suppressed over this past year, whether it has to do with, especially in Wisconsin, the whole ballot box issue, just like all these ID restrictions and things like that. And I think the fact that people feel so suppressed by current restrictions on their voting, as well as like their voice being kind of like declining because of that redistricting, I think that was a big factor as to why more people thought, well, now I really need to get my voice out there before I get repressed even more by whatever laws we have going. So I also think that organizations like ours and others, there was a huge effort to get people on college campuses to vote, especially for the Supreme Court election. They served 10-year terms on our state Supreme Court, which is crazy. Like that is one of the longest terms that a judge can serve unless they're tenured. So I think that was really important too, especially with our current political landscape.
Yeah. And another thing that like we as the youth group want to focus on this year, our sort of focus was of course about the voter importance, but when looking at the youth vote, some of the biggest topics or like driving points for people to go and vote are number one, like Abigail said, like gerrymandering and feeling that their vote matters, but also environmental issues, economic issues, and then also equality. So in the next coming year, our hope for the youth group is, of course, still to spread the word about voter education, but now also to move forward and have another like pinpoint focus on environmental issues. And then hopefully the year after that, look at equality and just sort of have like this rotating motion of different topics each year, but of course still having the overarching theme of the importance of the vote.
Triple E.
Yeah.
Equity, environmental, and elections, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
You could be a part of the league.
Yeah, whatever you say, yeah. Is there an age where you get bounced from the youth up to the regular league or the League of Women Voters? Is there like when you turn 21, you're out of the youth and into the national group, or is there anything like that?
Yeah, so we're technically part of the regular league, but because we are still students, so I will be a student member until I'm no longer a student.
Okay.
In college, high school, whatever that entails. So
Mhm.
it's just a pricing difference, quite honestly. It's just yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise we can do anything in the national league and we can do anything in the state league.
Do you foresee yourselves being part of this organization for onward in your life, in your
I
lives?
do. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, cool. Good. You're not just short timers then. That's good.
No.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Great. Okay, well, I'm very impressed with the two of you. You're not only intelligent and eloquent, you can sit in a room with Bulldog, and that ain't easy because he is just a pain to put up with. So I'm very, very, very proud to have met both of you. This is wonderful. Really, you guys are great. And keep it going. So what, Flag Day, it's the 14th. It's next Wednesday,
Yep.
right? And
Mhm.
what are the hours?
I
Uh-oh.
believe.
4 to 6 p.m. next Wednesday, the 14th. Okay, I think the compliments went to your head there, ladies. God, you handle all the stuff that you can handle our senators, and you don't know what time the Flag Day thing is. Oh my God!
Thanks for coming in the clutch.
Yeah.
You really helped us out there.
Oh yeah, you have people that take care of those details for you. But you'll be there, and you'll be there to talk to people if they're interested. There's no pressure to join or anything. It's just come and see what's going on, right?
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
can sign them up to join. We can give them our information, give them the
Mhm.
league's information, whatever they need.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anything else would you like to say about the registration or what's going on in the world or anything like that?
I don't really have anything except for thank you for having us today. It's really an honor to be on this show and have us talk about something that we both find or are passionate about.
Okay. Well, here's the thing I find passion. We have passion. Everybody on our show gets asked this question. It's the very first question usually people get asked, but since you're so with it that we didn't want to start with it. But the question is creamy or chunky for peanut butter?
Creamy.
Crunchy.
Oh.
Democracy in action right there. We got one vote for each. Cool. All right. And that's we favor the crunchy, but that's all
Yeah.
right. You're okay, Abigail. You've done
Thank
your
you.
work. You're okay. We'll let you hang on. Okay, cool. Well, thanks very much, and keep up the good work, and come back anytime.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much.
All right. Yep. Take care.
You as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. This will be seen as the day our show leveled up.
They were great.
They were great, and it pains me. This is worse than, having a tooth dug out by an oral surgeon, but you handled it very well as well.
Very well. I was awesome.
There we go.
See?
This, folks, is why I'm always reticent to compliment him. Because it lasts for months. For months, he'll sit on that.
No. You compliment me all the time. I just agree with you. I agree with you.
I'm sure you do, yes. But anyway, that worked. That went wonderfully. I will also say, I think that was our biggest live audience ratings wise, so they need to come on more often.
Cool.
As their relatives or extended families showed up for on our show. Hello, everybody, all you relatives of those two
Tuesday.
Well spoken.
No, is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. It's Flag Day, right? The 14th is their thing. Yeah,
we're no better than. Let's see here.
Wednesday the 14th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Student Union, which is right on
TSU.
Washington Avenue.
Across from the new brunch.
Yep, right.
You see that joint? Oh my God. I think it's like as a very moderno building for downtown Cedarburg.
I'm meeting an old roommate there today for lunch.
Very nice. Well, you'll have to let us know how it goes.
Can't make reservations. I'm not happy.
Oh, you're already grumbling. Okay, good. Perfect. All right.
Yeah,
we got more.
No, they were great, and they're part of an excellent organization, and wish them well, and serious about them coming back if they have stuff they want to talk about. It's
Anytime.
great. Good
Without a
stuff.
doubt. Yep.
So
now it's on to health.
Yes. Oh, another serious MFer.
Yes. I didn't get a chance to trim this one, so it might start out a little wonky trying to find our bearings, but whatever. So
Nothing wonkier than when Ben joins us live.
That's true.
And he comes in and you can hear his voice, and then he doesn't have the camera, and then he's squirreling around.
Well, let's see. Let's watch him squirrel.
Okay.
This is an interview we taped on Tuesday, correct?
Oh, we
Was it
put
Monday? I
OT
don't
in.
remember.
I want to
Yeah.
raise. I
Tell
want
you
to double
what.
my salary.
All right, percentage points. So good. Well, let's roll it. And we'll step back. And actually, when the interview's over, so's the show. Go home.
Go on.
All
Are
right.
you still here? Like Ferris Bueller. Are you still here? What are you doing here?
We will be back Monday, though. That's
Yes.
the goal anyway. And,
we might. Oh no! Well, we'll see.
We'll
We
find
might
out.
have the Mission River band on, but
Sure.
only if we haven't given them any notice, because if they're listening, they're just hearing about this now.
Hey, guys.
So-
Cancel everything on Monday.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
Here
if
we
can get
go.
them. All right.
Dr.
Dr.
Ben, we'll
Ben,
see you
bring it.
Monday. Here we go. Take it away, Dr. B. Morning.
We don't want Ben to get pissed off.
No, totally.
Ben, Dr. Ben, let me use the full title. Welcome to your segment of the Jag Henke Show. People clamor for this sort of stuff, and you've got one.
And they clamor for it because I think they want the benefits of what you deliver, Ben, but they also want to see you
Squirm.
your head explode.
Well, you always get me there, so that's
People
So,
at
like,
the gym
you know,
say,
I
what are
mean-
you going to do to Ben? What are you going to do to Ben?
Right.
Well, let me tell you what we're going to do to Ben today. We're going to take him through the McDonald's drive-thru and put it all on a pizza.
Oh Lord, wow. Okay, look at that one.
Isn't that doesn't even to me, and I'm a pizza lover, that does not look appetizing. That's the Ronald.
No, that's definitely.
And-
I think problematic is the word you're looking for.
Here, it's a Wednesday lunch special. It's in a place in Minnesota. One large 14-inch Ronald, only $16. Deliver your carryout.
Price.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow. Chicken nuggets, fries. Shit.
It is kind of shocking to see some of the stuff. I would call that on the fringe. This fringe stuff. That people will eat. Like almost like the eating fringe Olympics. Like, what weird thing can you eat?
Yep.
Yeah, those same people are waiting for UFOs in an open field.
Right.
And so they
Yeah.
order that pizza. It's all fringy. It's all fringy.
And
Yes.
there's nothing on there that has any sort of beneficial substance for the human body. Like that entire thing, all 10,000 calories of it is not good.
I
No.
saw some marinara sauce, and so tomatoes are involved.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count. It's processed.
When I
Ben,
get-
do you have something you want to? Do you have things you want to talk about?
Yeah, I do.
Because we got questions and we want
So-
answers.
Always.
I maybe you guys will have some answers for me. So, I want to talk about the fact that there is a diagnostic test that most people should get after the age of 40 that many times their doctors aren't recommending. And I don't know why they're not getting this recommendation, because we all get the recommendation at age 40 or 50 to get a colonoscopy. Women get the recommendation every so often to have a mammogram, to screen for breast cancer.
Mhm.
So there's all these different screens that happen at different ages, but the number one cause of death for everybody in the United States and actually worldwide is heart disease.
Mhm.
And there's a very simple screen you can do for heart disease where it is not on a common panel of tests that are done for individuals. And I'm not exactly certain why. I've asked a lot of my MD friends and things like, why isn't that, like at age 40, everyone has this particular test? And I've gotten a variety of different answers and they're all different. So it's interesting to me.
I think I know the answer, though. It's an easy one, and it goes back to what America is based on, our capitalistic economy. Money. It's probably an insurance type of
I
thing.
mean,
Where like, who's going to pay for this?
But
It could be. And so it's interesting. So the test that I'm talking about is a heart scan.
Sure.
So
Echocardiogram type thing, right?
It's
Or is
it's a heart scan which yields a calcium score if
Oh.
you have, and basically it is a test that definitively tells you whether or not you have coronary artery disease or heart disease. And so we measure all these other things, like we measure cholesterol, we
Mhm.
measure blood pressure, we measure people's weights, we measure their blood sugar, we measure all these other things, we measure their inflammation levels,
Mhm.
and all these things that might indicate that there's a problem. We don't know, because there's plenty of people that have heart disease that have really low cholesterol, and there's people that have heart disease have really high cholesterol. And
Yeah.
there's people that have lots of inflammation that have no cholesterol, and people have lots of inflammation that do have heart disease. So it's an interesting thing. But the one thing you can't say on a heart scan, if you have calcium in your coronary arteries, because that's what the test measures, super simple test. It costs, insurance does not pay for it.
Mhm.
It costs usually about $100 out of pocket. You can get it at St. Mary's, or what is it now called?
Ascension.
Ascension.
Or Aurora. Any of the hospitals offer it. You can schedule it yourself. You don't need a script.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
so you go in there and you go in a little CT tube. Bloop. It has a very small amount of radiation, less than what you would get from a mammogram. And it will then tell you, is there any calcium in those coronary arteries? And if there is, it is very indicative that there's a problem there.
Well, let me ask you that as a sort of follow-up there. Suppose you get a test that yields results that, I mean, not that you're like 1 foot in the grave type of results, but like, hey, there's the beginnings of some problems. What can you do besides ordering the Ronald pizza to celebrate the bad test? What would the first next step be? Saying, oh my God, I've actually got the beginnings of a problem here, calcium.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Then what is the next step?
Yeah.
And it's interesting you brought that up. And have both of you had a heart scan?
Mm-mm.
I have.
You have? Okay.
Yeah, because I had some stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So you've had one, and I got one because a cardiologist recommended it. But I'd never been recommended it any time in the past. I'm 50, so I probably should have had that test when I was 40. And one of the arguments I've heard from some people that I've talked to is that, like, even if someone knows they have heart disease, they won't change their behavior anyways. So that's why we don't do the test.
I don't know about that. That's a very dark outlook.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Everybody I have known, especially more health conscious individuals who maybe have gotten that test in their 40s or 50s or 60s, and it indicates that yes, you have a lot more plaque in those arteries than we'd like to see, and it is, from what I have read, the most predictive test of whether or not you're going to actually have some type of heart event, meaning a heart attack, a stroke. It's a pretty predictive test, so it should be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And every person I've known who's gotten that test has freaked out and massively changed their behavior. So to me, that's what we're looking for. If it takes scaring someone a little bit to get them to eat a little healthier, or for instance, Bulldog, you're asking, like, what should someone do? Like, they should start exercising in a thoughtful way. They should start eating better. They should start eating more real food. They should look for ways to take down the amount of inflammation in their body, which is eating fruits and vegetables. Like, all of those types of things might start happening, and all the individuals that I have known who've had that, they've all done that. They should lose weight. They should make steps to try to reduce their blood pressure. Like, all of those types of things that really, yes, there are drugs for all that stuff. There are drugs for blood pressure. There's drugs for cholesterol levels. There's drugs for inflammation, all that stuff. But lifestyle really trumps most of that stuff. You can, by changing your diet significantly, losing tons of weight, I guarantee you're going to affect your blood pressure 9 times out of 10 better than you're affected using some type of blood pressure pill. Or if you're using the pill in conjunction with lifestyle changes, that's even better. So there's like all of this lifestyle change you can do. And that's why I have done some emails on this and some videos on it on a YouTube channel, just about the fact that, there's really no reason not to do that test. Because even if it comes out at 0 and you have a goose egg, you have no calcium whatsoever, you can give yourself a high five. Woo! Like, I'm not going to be one of the half the population in the United States that dies of heart disease, so, and it can be like, oh, good. Okay. So then you can worry about other things like cancer.
Right.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned, there's 900 other things that can terrify you and keep you up there.
Right. Yes.
Well, this should I'm glad you mentioned videos, because this is apparently a TikTok craze now. And this woman's changing her lifestyle a little bit. So what she has there is 2 McDonald's hash browns. This is actually, let's take it to the top here. It's the TikTok's amazing craze, the McFlurry hash brown set, keeping it McDonald's. She's taking a McFlurry, making a sandwich out of 2 hash browns. We talked about this on the show this morning a little bit, and people are just digging it. It's that salty sweet thing I think it's going on.
Yeah.
And I just think what's nice is that I don't have to worry about this, because I find this horrifying.
Well, the thing of it is when you show me all these things, like the pizza with the hamburger on top of it and the McFlurry with the hash browns,
With the hash browns.
it really makes me realize why the United States longevity is decreasing every year.
That happened just
because
recently.
of
They reported on that last week that our lifespan, our longevity went down like drastically. Now, COVID obviously had something to do with that, but you can't blame COVID for everything, kids. I think the TikTok McFlurry challenge might be part of it too.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying that this may be the first time ever that our children will live not as long as we have, which is to me really scary. And I think it's a lot of the different things that are happening in society with our food, our lifestyle, the amount of screen time, sitting, different things that we're doing, and it's just not good. And
I saw a number, Ben, that goes along with that. I believe I sent this to you about ultra processed foods. It's estimated that 60% of adult Americans, that makes up 60% of their diet, ultra processed foods.
Ultra-processed foods.
And for kids, it's 70%. It's even higher.
Yikes.
So, it's, and that's, they're learning young. They're learning young to eat that. They're being trained to do it. And
it's so funny. It's so hard not to do it.
Yeah.
And so, for instance, I was at a lacrosse tournament this weekend. My wife was there first, and then I had to go out there, and we were there all day. And she basically texted me beforehand. She said, "Ben, I'm on a junk food island. I have no way to get any food here. Can you please bring me a lunch?" So, my daughter, I packed her a lunch and packed everything up and brought her some food because she was on this island where there was absolutely nothing to eat, but yet everybody was eating all these things that weren't food.
Oh boy.
Like that. Oh God, it was just awful. Food that they had this tournament. All the adults were going over and they were having their, the refined bun hamburger with the sugar and ketchup and blah, 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 they're eating those, and the sports drinks and the all the candy and all cotton corn, all kinds. It was awful. There was looking at that place. It was just a wonder to me. Like, so we have all these athletes there and they're all younger. Like, why wouldn't one stand just have like apples, oranges, bananas? Why couldn't we have some of that food there? Why is that? Is that banned from these types of events? Or no? It appeared that all regular food was banned from this entire lacrosse tournament.
Oh God!
And it's not that. Not only that, it's summer, and so a lot of people go to sporting events. But in the summer, baseball seasons are so long. Typically, people go to a baseball game more than they'll go to a Packers game or a Bucks, just because the opportunity is there. And not only the Brewers, but also AJ, whom we've met. He works at the Concordia Field for the Chinooks, and what his role there is, he's selling ice cream.
He's the ice cream man.
He's an ice cream man. So, what do you say, Ben, to someone if they're going to a game?
Yeah.
Either Concordia, Brewers, whatever. Could be Bucks, Packers. Doesn't matter. It's all expensive. But is there anything at the game at all that you would recommend that someone eat or not?
It's really tough. I mean, I've seen some of the venues start to change a teeny bit. Like
AmFam, you can get they have some stands that are actually not terrible now.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, there is changed a bit, but really, I always look at it as, can I identify what I'm eating as actual food? And when something is ultra processed or processed, you really can't identify what's in there. You maybe can guess that maybe there was some wheat of some sort that once was in that particular breaded product that you're looking at, but whatever. But it's hard to know. But yeah, just trying to identify. Like, for instance, at a baseball game I was at recently at the Brewers, a great thing to eat there are the peanuts,
Yeah.
There you go.
I can identify this as a peanut. I'm eating a peanut, versus,
That's excellent. That's excellent. We went to a game, Margot and a friend of hers, and we went to a game, and we said, well, we'll eat something in the game, but we wanted to tailgate a little bit. I didn't want to deal with a grill or anything. Mm-hmm. So we brought these veggie tray with hummus and stuff, and we were eating, and we were just sitting around. We had a few drinks before the game, but these people who were around us kept coming over and going, "What's your problem? What are you doing?
Commie?
Wrong with you?
You're at a ball game.
Dirty, un-American commie."
I'm like, yeah, but we're here. We're gonna have a good time. It's just we're gonna make money and other stuff.
Hot dogs, apple pie, Chevrolet.
Yeah.
The other way to look at that too is like, okay, so I'm a big believer in that, maybe 70 to 90% of your diet should be on the healthier side. But then if you do that and you've been eating well all week long, you've eaten lots of plants and veggies and fruits and quality meats and things of that nature, and then you're going to a Brewer game on a Friday, have at it. Go nuts. I mean, you've done all this good. This little bit of bad probably isn't going to throw you completely off the rails. But what I have a problem with is the person gets up, they got to eat a bunch of sugary crap for breakfast, and then at lunch they have a bunch more crap, and then they go to the game and eat a bunch more crap, and then they wonder why they're diabetic and they have all these issues, and on 15 medications and die 20 years sooner than they should. Right on. It just, that's where I feel like it gets out of whack. So at the games, yes, it's great to try to get as healthy a food as you want, but sometimes you can use that as your 10 or 15% of your diet where you're gonna have a little bit more laxity in what you're choosing to eat.
Go ahead, Liz. Are you gonna say
just confessional time.
Oh, well.
I think we have to do these every time Ben's on. He's not Dr. Ben, he's Reverend Ben. I've either promoted you or demoted you. I'm not sure. But bless me, doctor, for I have not sinned. I have discovered, certainly this calendar year and maybe a little bit last year, that and maybe other guys at 52 have had this epiphany as well.
Don't bring others down with you.
I'll bring them all with you.
Just spit it out.
I feel like shit when I eat shit now.
Yeah.
And that it's noticeable enough that I stopped doing it. Yep. And I'll still, I mean, like you, I'm using your model that you just said. Like I'll still, have a little fun. But on the whole, it's leaves and it's carrot sticks and hummus and apple, all that crap that I hate.
Yeah.
But I eat it and I feel pretty darn good. So yeah, it's an interesting thing. I've turned a corner, but not by any conscious choice. It's more like, God, I just don't want to feel horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you totally. Usually you will feel a difference. You'll feel a difference when you eat the foods that are causing a problem for your body. You'll notice it. You'll feel more bloated. You won't have your energy levels. After the meal, you might get super tired and just, so, and it's very different. I
hate that.
I know. Well, it's good. It's the body kind of telling you a little bit,
Yeah. I started listening. That's the problem.
Well, some of the things you and I have talked about like just having a little bit of a shorter window to eat each day, so,
I don't always pull that off, but I work on it, and it does work. It does
help. That also helps with that, where your body has a little more time away from food. So so even if you are going to put a bunch of bad in, maybe if you condense the bad window down a little bit, that can help as well.
Absolutely.
But my main point of today is just, the heart scan is a super inexpensive test. Your listeners, if they have not had one done, and they're past the age of 40, they should maybe ask their doctor about it a little bit, and just, make sure you can check that box of knowing that either A, you maybe need to be a little bit more careful in regards to heart disease in the future if the test comes back bad, or you can celebrate going, hey, I'm that 30 or 40% of the population that's very resistant to getting heart disease, and that's the one thing that's just boggled my mind that, and even the cardiologist that I spoke with, Josh Lieberman, recently at the health club, he totally recommends heart scans to everybody. It's something you probably should be doing at some point just to get a baseline and figure out what's going on.
Interesting. Well, good information as always, Dr. Ben. Thank you. Obviously, you can find him at Form and Fitness in Grafton, and maybe sometimes Mequon if he's in the neighborhood. I don't know if you, it's on your rounds. I'm assuming, but and you can find him here in sometime in July. We got you penned in for. And how's your book coming? Quickly.
Good. Yeah, it's coming good. Yep, we're getting close to printing the book out.
That's good.
Ben, one more thing. Your newsletter that you send out, if someone's not a member of the club, is there some way someone could sign up for that newsletter, even if they're not a member of Form and Fitness or not?
Yes, 100%. They could just email me directly, and I can put their email onto the newsletter list, which Jack's talking about a weekly newsletter that I send out where it's not really a sales newsletter. Every so often I sell something on it, but, many times it's just informational about whatever I'm thinking about as far as nutrition goes or fitness or lifestyle related habits that people can kind of do to make themselves healthier. My email is info@formandfitness.com. So info@formandfitness.com. And if they say, hey, I'd like to be on your newsletter, we'd pop you guys on there. So yeah,
Yeah.
the list is getting pretty big. I think we have about 16,000 people on that email list right now.
Cool. Very cool. They just like the cartoon version of Ben. That's why they like it.
Yes, it's a cartoon version. Exactly.
Did I get that right, Ben?
Oh, yep, you got it. That's perfect. Yep.
Okay, awesome. I'll keep that
Cool.
in the hopper, and I'll bring that up when it comes up in the future. So,
So I promise next week I won't talk about anything food related. I gotta
Shut
stop.
up.
I don't believe you
No
at
way.
all.
No way.
Please, dear listener.
We have
Ladies and gentlemen,
Food
Vegas
topic,
odds.
guys. I'm gonna get off the food topic. Keep whatever you want.
we have food questions. We have too many for you. And every season there are different questions. They're just great to come at you. All right.
Fantastic.
Well,
Good stuff.
thanks for sticking it out, Ben. We
I
appreciate
appreciate
you
it. Yep. Well,
enduring the photos and the videos and all that kind of good stuff, and still bringing it with a positivity. That's
you
cool.
didn't turn green enough for me this week, so I'm going to really do my research
Yeah,
over the weekend.
dig in a little, would you?
We got a dog
a
this
little bit
week.
more grotesque next time.
Grotesque.
Yeah, it's the floating spaghetti monster from Madison.
Yes.
We'll figure something out. All
All right.
right.
Okay,
Cool.
Thank you, Ben.
All right,
Take
Thanks,
care.
Ben.
Take
See ya.
care. All right. There we go.